What's up, guys? We're back on the pod.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. We made it.
We made it. This is a back-to-back episode releasing week for us. I think because we had to make up for last week's fucking bullshit that we pulled off. So we're going to go do 2 episodes this week.
Yeah, sounds good. So it's your boy, Flight J25 and SK47.
That's right.
Here to talk to you about Jordan and his last dance.
Yeah, and this episode, we're going to keep it strictly basketball. Jordan, last dance, LeBron, Kobe, whoever the fuck. And then we'll get the conversations running. Let's start it. So, thoughts.
So, okay, well, let's do recaps first.
Recaps, yeah.
We talked about episodes 5 and 6 last time, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So now episodes 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's do a little rundown.
Probably the best 4, definitely the best 4 episodes.
Really, you think so?
I think so.
I think any episode that talks about Rodman is just...
Well, Rodman's episode was great. But this one, I mean, Rodman only shows up for no more than 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Total, but still.
So, okay. So episode 7, what happens to episode 7? That's right after the 93 finals when Jordan's dad passes away.
Right. Episode 7 is kind of about that whole scandal there, right? Gambling, him going away, sort of all the controversies involved.
Well, I think it's less about gambling. It's more about that year he took off.
Year he took off, yeah. And then we get into a lot about what happened with his Jordan dad's death.
Talk about it.
I don't know. The rumor is there's some mob ties to it, right? This is some sort of gambling debt settlement. You were adamant on it. I was just like, bro, it just sounds like a random hit.
Well, I mean, okay, so they talk about, they're like, he was driving home from some golf, he was playing golf with his buddies in one city. He's driving home from there.
Right, but he was stopped on the road.
He stopped on the road to take a nap, yeah. Which, I
think that sounds reasonable, though.
Okay, it sounds... you know what? For him, it probably does sound reasonable.
And this is back in the day, too.
And he was also described as, a very, I guess, not stubborn, but, a very... He likes to do things on his own, right?
Right.
He doesn't, help for anyone. So even being, father of possibly one of the greatest basketball players of all time with all this money, he's like, you know what? I'm going to drive myself and do all that, right? What I'm saying is, a lot of people knew where he was to play golf. And it would have been very easy just to keep an eye on him about when he's leaving to go home. And people knew it was a long drive. And Jordan's dad, James, had a tendency of, taking naps in cars.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I feel like that it's if anything, there's no way Jordan didn't settle a gambling debt. I feel like that guy had way too much money. And he was just giving shit away. If he lost, I think he just paid up. I don't think money was ever an issue for Jordan.
Yeah, but it was also his tendency of trying to come back and make that money back. His competitive nature, which is a good thing when it comes to basketball.
So you're telling me he robbed off
the wrong people
off the wrong way?
That's what I'm thinking.
He had to pay for that?
And he paid emotionally, but his father paid the ultimate price.
All right. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I feel like nobody knows, because I know that if you dig deep into this, there's some controversy about the bullet hole, his shirt, how it was buried, how evidence got buried when it got taken into the police department. I didn't do too much research into it, but I know there's some bullshit going on. But I don't want to take too much time discussing. It's probably one of the most. It's the one thing probably that changed Jordan's career trajectory at that point, right? I think it was that breaking point for him. And then the media started printing sort of stories about how it could be related to Jordan's gambling. And I think that was him going, you know what? Eat a dick. I'm going my own way. But he did say that, I think, probably before the 1993 finals, that he was talking to his dad about playing baseball. He felt like he achieved everything he could possibly achieve. And he was already thinking about playing baseball. So your thoughts on that? You think he just ran away from the pressure? Or you just think, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I ain't got nothing to prove.
Well, I mean, look at the way he left the thing, right? He left the situation was... This is why I was saying that he went to that Boston White Sox game to throw that first pitch, and it had a huge hematoma on his head.
Yeah, he was probably practicing.
But dude, it was a massive... It was like, you get hit in the head by like a baseball bat or something. It was pretty big.
Well, probably a baseball. Like, he probably got hit in the head with a baseball.
Who's getting hit in the head with a baseball, my guy? He's an athlete. He can dodge, he can catch it. And that was before...
He couldn't even hit a baseball when he was, like, trying to play. So, obviously, he probably got hit in the face.
I don't know, man. And then that day, during the game, he decided he was going to retire from basketball. It was during that game. It was around the 7th or 6th inning. Where he told, I forget, what was the owner's name? The Bulls owner?
Reinsdorf.
Yeah, whatever.
Jerry Reinsdorf.
So he told Jerry that, like, during that game, that he's out. And then the very next day, he had that press conference, and that hematoma was still, like, it was significantly smaller than it was the day before, but it was still there. Conspiracy. Like, no, I do agree that he was talking about playing, that he talked to his father about playing baseball and taking a step away from basketball. But still then, like, that whole...
You just think...
Just the way it all unraveled so suddenly, and, like, all these cues that I saw.
So, we want to know what you think. Is it a hematoma, or what is it?
I mean, it is a hematoma, but, like, what caused it?
To be honest, I didn't even see it. So, like, maybe I just missed that whole pelt on his fucking head, but...
Okay.
I probably gotta go rewatch that soon.
I'll post a picture of it on... When this podcast is released, I'll post a picture.
Yeah.
And then we'll see.
It's gonna be funny. I don't know, man. It's less likely that there were mob ties.
I think if anything, it was more likely, man.
Really?
Rich people got rich problems.
Yeah, but mob is... That's I felt like Jordan was richer than the mob, you know what I mean? He was a upper echelon.
No way, man. Black money is still way more valuable than real money. No way,
we'll
man.
see, I mean...
Like, think about it. Even right now, LeBron James, one of the... Like, the richest basketball player ever. He's...
Well, right now.
Okay, right now, yeah.
Yeah.
The richest basketball player making money. Even he's, like, nothing compared to, like, cartels and mobs and whatnot.
Well, yeah, as a whole organization, right? But, like, when you talk about... I mean, I don't even know. Who the fuck was running Chicago back in the day? Who could he have fucked with? I know there was a time where he tried to fuck with Mike Tyson's girl.
Yeah.
Something Robbins.
Yeah,
Robin Givens.
I don't know what her name was, but yeah.
And then Mike Tyson walked up to him, ran up to him on the club, and basically threatened to whoop his ass. But that's something else.
And Tyson would have.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Different type of athlete.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so that's episode 7.
No, so there's more about episode. Let's talk about his baseball. So...
Yo, that guy, I think, if he played 2 more years, or whatever, if he actually dedicated to it, he would have been a good player.
So you agree with what everyone was saying in the show, in the documentary?
Yeah. Because I feel like when you're that athletic, when you're that coordinated, you can transfer that into any sport. It's a matter of time and dedication, and definitely Michael had dedication part. Like, his competitiveness definitely transferred into anything he could have set his mind to. So I feel like he would have gotten very good.
So
actually, the thing is, I don't know shit about baseball. Like, I don't know the stats, how to read the stats, analyze this and that.
Yeah.
I know they gave out some fucking bat rating, whatever the fuck, 0.205 or something.
That just means how many hits you get per pitches.
Okay, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I have no idea. Or mediocre, whatever.
Think about it. It's like 100% of the pitches thrown at you, you only hit 20%.
But is that considered good?
I
don't know.
baseball,
what's
like,
Alex Rodriguez?
I don't know. I thought like a typical MLB stat line.
0.3?
Yeah, 0.3.
Okay.
But apparently, so they were saying that it was improving as the season went on. It improved.
Right. So for sure, I think like this guy was basically, he was what, in his late 20s when this happened. So he was 20 something years away from the game. Like, and professionally missed out on maybe 12 years, right? I know he played baseball when he was younger.
He played baseball in high school.
Yeah.
And he was actually like good at it in high school.
So 10 years away from elite training, whatever, right? Professional level training. So I think he could have definitely closed the gap. I don't think he would have been an all-time great player or nothing, but he definitely would have been a very respectable player.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to be like Bo Jackson level because that dude was a beast.
Yeah, did he start out as baseball and then went? No,
football
and then
got
baseball.
caught for roids, went to baseball, and then came back to football, I think.
But he broke his back too. Like he suffered something.
Yeah, he hurt his back too.
Yeah. So definitely Jordan had it in him. Even though Jordan as an athlete, I think he was just more made for basketball.
Oh, 100%.
He's not like a LeBron level athlete. I feel like LeBron's a little bit more like his body can fit into different sports.
Well, football. I can't think of him playing much.
He could play. I think he probably would have been a better baseball player.
Oh yeah, because he is bulkier, and like
not even bulkier. You can just see he's less stiff than Jordan. Jordan was a very stiff guy. You can tell. Like Jordan can't dance or do none of that shit.
Yeah.
Like LeBron can actually the guy. He has rhythm.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
He's a little bit more coordinated in that sense.
But I think, Jordan
even soccer, I think the guy could have been a good.
Yeah, but Jordan was more agile. Even though he was stiff, like he was more agile.
Whatever athletic gifts he had, it was extremely applicable to basketball, and he was better at those things than basically every other player.
I mean, look how his body was created. He's like a long, thin guy. Yeah. Like he was never this massive guy. He actually had to bulk up during baseball because like baseball players, I didn't realize are actually pretty bulky guys. Because the way they're rotating their body, the way they throw,
you probably need massive back.
You need massive back. You need big arms too, because you're whipping. Because it's not more as endurance based, it's more just like one time quick, like a quick throw, a quick bat movement, right? Whereas like a sport like basketball or soccer, you're running nonstop.
Yeah.
So you're a lot more lean, right? So he was built as a basketball player. So even I think his trainer even says like he's like, oh, I need to get the baseball body. He's like, this is gonna negatively impact your basketball career if you ever go back. He's like, fuck it, I need a baseball body. Like I need to gain this massive weight.
Yeah. And he did.
And you know what? Honestly, like. It was a good kind of mental relaxation for him. Because think about it, like, he was going through the stress of his father passing away. He was going through the stress of having to be the guy for his basketball team. He goes into his baseball team where he wasn't the guy anymore.
Yeah. And he mentioned something like he enjoyed that, being part of one of the guys. But I feel like he was never... That stress of being the guy, I don't think it affected him that much. It
clearly did for him to even mention it.
No, I think he just ran out of things to do. He just felt like when he won 3 in a row, and he basically beat the best basketball player that he could possibly go up against in Charles Barkley. I think Barkley was probably the best basketball player at the time. Him and Jordan.
Yeah.
1 and 2. He beat Barkley, and it was just like, what the fuck am I doing now? Type of deal. But okay. I know, like, I've been listening to a lot of whatever, fucking ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, Shannon Sharp. They were saying that, if Jordan grew up in this social media culture, and if he couldn't handle that back in the day, how would he react now? Your thoughts on that?
Oh, I agree with them. Jordan was a super competitive guy, but he didn't take criticism well.
Really?
And so that not taking criticism well positively impacted him because like he used it as a motivator to be like, yo, I gotta go back in the gym, I gotta do this, which is a motivator. But at the same time, it also ate him alive. That's one of the reasons why he had this gambling addiction, I think, because he's like, yo, it's just like anytime he lost,
I think it's like James Harden going to the strip club. Like it's his way of letting out steam.
Yeah, but James Harden also, like, obviously James Harden cares about the media, but like he doesn't care about the media as much. Like,
yeah.
Jordan was literally like calling people out, like what Durant does with calling people out as blog boys. Jordan was doing that in his era, except there wasn't all this Twitter, Instagram.
Well, I think those days actually journalism actually had a place. It was like a respected thing. I feel like
journalism is respected now. The problem is
like there was like it wasn't like a saturated I don't know.
Yeah, right now it's oversat. Right now you got like dumbasses in Scarborough talking about their opinions.
Exactly, right? Fucking running podcasts from a basement. But I think it's the other way around, man. I feel like he wouldn't give a fuck. The reason I'm saying that is I don't think there's been a single player who's had to do what he has to do. Not even Kobe or LeBron. Like the media pressure on him, I think it was much greater than
I don't think so.
Kobe or LeBron.
So they go back. LeBron had media pressure before he even got to the NBA.
No, you're right. He had
LeBron had pressure of
he
like
had eyes on him. He had eyes on him. I'm talking about. Listen, Jordan was the reason basketball got globalized.
yeah,
So he had to be the perfect athlete, right?
and he was far from it. He was far from the
No,
perfect
no.
role model. No, not the perfect. Sorry, he was a perfect athlete, but he was far from being a perfect role model.
Take that out.
But that's the thing. That's the whole thing. What media would have looked. Media would have nitpicked his gambling. Would have nitpicked his father's death. Would have nitpicked the fact that he drank so much. Media would have nitpicked every small thing of his career, right? Which they do to every athlete right now.
But I feel like Jordan would have found a way to keep that under the wraps. Like, he probably wouldn't even gotten into gambling if he was.
That's a big if. That's a big if right now.
No, but back in the day, man, guys used to do coke. Like, it was like even I think David Stern was. I don't know if he actually said it or not, but it was implied that when David Stern took over the league, it was just NBA was just like a bunch of people doing coke all the time.
Well, yeah, it was that generation,
and he cleaned it up, right? He was the guy that cleaned it up. So like, I feel like that was the world that Jordan grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what was happening, right?
Yeah.
So it made sense. Like, I don't think he was the only guy gambling. Barkley was out there gambling. All the NBA players back in the day were out there either gambling, doing drugs, playing golf, or doing this. Now the players, they have their different habits. You got the younger generation playing fucking online shit, Fortnite, and you have like LeBron's generation. I have no idea what the fuck LeBron's up to, but
that's the one.
Whatever it is, and then Kobe was extremely different from everybody else, right? He was just by himself.
Yeah, and then there was a generation of guys just banging multiple girls. Real roles.
I think that was everything. that was consistent throughout since the day fucking like NBA started, right?
I mean, hey, you got
since like whoever invented NBA started that shit. That was always there, but it was like how things were kept under wraps.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like you gotta give Jordan the benefit of the doubt, given the fact that, like, he didn't crumble under the pressure, in my opinion.
He didn't crumble, but see, that's the entire thing. Like,
when you come to job performance, he was the greatest performer of his job.
Yeah, but then he also had to leave the NBA because it got to, like, I get it, I understand. His father passing away was a big deal because, like, his father
and
was.
he got accused for his passing. Like, imagine being blamed for your father's death.
I get that, but at the same time, like,
I don't think anybody's ever had to deal with some shit like that. Yeah, not LeBron, not for 1 second. Not Kobe had a different case, right? Mm-hmm. And that's as far as I can think of. I know Charles Barkley had a bunch of shit. He spat on a little girl by accident, whatever. Rodman was depressed on the sidelines, right? Mm-hmm. He was trying to kill himself in Detroit, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Malone?
Yeah, Malone had some fun, but I think it was like covered up.
Yeah, it was covered up by money.
Not even money, dude. Nobody really ran with it because this was before he got even drafted. Him impregnating like an underage girl that was even college.
Was that college?
College.
No, I thought
he had a kid in college.
That was his first one. The twins, the female twins. That was the one in college. I think that one happened after when he was in the NBA. We'll talk about that.
Probably the first year or something.
I want to talk about that at the end, though. I actually have like a lot to go about that.
Okay. So, you know, I guess we have different perspectives on this, and we want to know what you guys think. Like, how would Jordan do in the social media era? I know he's like an old school guy, so obviously every single old school guy, they're not active on Twitter. They don't give a fuck, right? But he seems like
Except
just
for Shaq.
like... Well, Shaq is different. Shaq was a showman from the start, kind of. Right?
But see, that's the thing. Like, Wilt Chamberlain, I feel like Wilt Chamberlain would thrive in the social media.
I think he already did as much as he could back in the day.
Back in then, yeah.
Right? So it's like a personality thing.
Yeah, no, of course.
Right? Yeah, we want to know what you guys think. Hit us up on Instagram, whatever.
So how does episode 7 end?
That's for me that was the greatest ending to any episode, which when they started talking about Jordan's leadership style, right? Everybody was saying he was an asshole, this, that.
Mhm.
You know, what do you think about that? Like, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Oh no, he was a complete asshole.
Okay,
He was a complete asshole. But like,
does it make sense?
okay, his leadership style is one that won't resonate with everybody.
Yeah.
But he did a whole lot of like lead by example.
Yes.
Which is really good. Like this guy's work ethic was like through the roof.
Right.
So in episode 8, they start talking about Space Jam, and they talk about like how he would wake up, record. He would wake up, train, then record, then play ball with like the best athletes in the world, the best ballers in the NBA
for 2 hours, 3 hours,
and then go back and train again.
Thing, yeah.
Like, not very many people can do that.
Yeah, Jordan was like hyperactive. Like he was different.
Yeah.
Right?
When you say built different, that's built different.
Yeah. He's the only guy that has that.
So, when you talk about leadership, yes. Now, on the flip side, like that's, if you want to see your team captain do that, I would go to the ends of the earth to watch my captain do that. Right? Like, if I see my captain working out twice a day and like putting his life on, that's going to make me want to do my thing.
Right.
At the same time...
What about the whole being nice part?
He costs people out like crazy. And I get it. Like, if you're an athlete, you should, like, if you're especially making millions of dollars, you got to have thicker skin.
Yeah.
But I think there's a limit to it. And the thing is, I think he got away with a lot of the stuff that he did because he had someone like Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson. Scottie Pippen was the nice guy in the team.
Right.
Scottie Pippen was the guy who
confided in Pippen.
Exactly. Who could...
Everybody loved Scottie.
Even though that year when, what was it, the 94 playoffs?
Yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit. That was the most overblown fucking... It was like 2 seconds of some dumb shit in a series. It kills me how that's like a permanent blemish on this dude's legacy. We'll get to that.
Okay. It's a pretty bad thing though. Like, think about it. Like, think about our league. When I pulled that shit off, like, everybody got mad at me.
I know, and that's it. You move on. Like,
yeah.
So did the Bulls.
That's not a good. That's not a good thing to do. Like,
that's not a. You shouldn't be like. What do you call it?
But he literally came off because he's like, why does cool coach get it and not me?
Yeah. We'll get to that in a bit.
So go back. So the reason why Jordan got away with a lot of stuff because he had like Scottie Pippen was a protector of the team, and Phil Jackson knew when to reel in Jordan.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson would tell Jordan, be like, yo, calm the fuck down, go apologize.
Yeah, but I also feel like that was like Jordan knew that they had the good cop bad cop dynamic there.
So you think Jordan pushed his boundaries because he knew that
well, he did, because there were some examples. Obviously, they showed what they wanted to show, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole point of like him going up against Scotty Burrell or something.
Yeah.
But that to me is fair. Like, he's trying to build up these guys, and his whole rationale for doing that was, you don't know what it's like to win.
Yeah.
And he was 100% right.
And they talk about that in episode 8.
Yeah, you don't know what it's like to win at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
So don't come up to me and act like we're fucking nilly-dilly. Like, even Tim Duncan, there were some interviews with Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. They were like, he wasn't nice to these people at the start. Right? Mm-hmm. Tim Duncan looks like a fucking scholar, but it wasn't like he's out there greeting everybody like, hey, welcome to this team. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looks like a respectable guy. He was like, what the fuck? Fuck you. Earn my respect, right?
Yeah.
And I think Jordan did that. And I feel like for some odd reason, everybody's talking about, oh, he didn't have to be nice. This. I don't think he crossed like a certain line. Like, I don't think he cussed out. He probably kept it in-house on the court. He didn't really call anybody's mom, this, that. He didn't cross those lines. He just said, why are you being a bitch on the court? Hit that shot, bitch. Like, that type of trash talk. Which is, again, if you're Michael Jordan, you're with the professional team trying to win every year. What the fuck? Just deal with it, dude. And think about this. Like, I know a lot of beef was going on with him and Horace Grant. You know, did you hear about the story about how Jordan was like, don't feed Horace Grant on the plane ride back or something?
No, I didn't know.
So I think he told one of the stewardess or somebody to not give him like dinner on the plane. Because he played shit. And obviously Horace got up and said, fuck you, right? And then I don't know if he actually he probably ate. Whatever, who gives a fuck? But that to me, even I know it sounds bad depending on how you rationalize that, how you tell that story, but Jordan was probably pissed off at Horace for not doing something, and he was like, "Man, fuck that guy. That guy doesn't deserve to eat tonight." And he probably said something, and then it turned into something else. And I'm pretty sure the next game, if Horace played well, whatever, it was back to normal.
Yeah, but the
It
thing is,
wasn't like he controlled Horace's life.
But
Like,
the
it
thing is,
wasn't
he's
like,
again. See, this is where he's taken off the court. Talk to him on the court. Be an ass to him on the court.
I think
Off
he
the
did.
court-
Like, I'm
yeah,
pretty-
but this is the thing. He's on the plane now. On the plane, be like, okay, where can we improve? Instead of continuing to shit on him on the court. But instead of continuing to shit on him now that you're on the plane, be like, alright, let's figure out how to get better.
But here's the thing. I don't think he always did that. I don't think he continuously dissed everybody, start to finish, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the part. I feel like he knew when to step and, like, say the shit he wanted to say, and he knew when to back off.
My guy, this guy even told Larry Bird, he was like, fuck you, you bitch, after they beat...
Yeah, that's who he was.
But no, okay, that's whatever, besides the point. My thing is, like,
That's
he
who he
just
was.
continuously berated people. And yes, it's like, okay, you know what, I'm going to get better. But, like, my goal shouldn't be, I'm going to get better to impress him. My goal should be, I'm going to get better to win this game.
Yeah.
But he made it to be like, you got to get better to impress me. You got to earn my respect.
No.
That's the vibe I got from him.
Not me, because the reason I say that is look at the 91 finals. Paxson started hitting shots, he passed the ball to Paxson. He doesn't give a fuck. I think for him, it's about winning.
Well, I know it's about winning, but he also, there's like, these people need to prove it to me. Which is what he talks about kind of in the next episode.
But it makes sense though, right? You don't think LeBron has that in him?
Of course he has it in him. But at the end of the day,
everybody's like, gotta prove it to me.
You gotta prove it to him. You gotta prove it to the best player on your team. Yes.
Yeah.
But you also can't keep berating the same person over
I don't think
and
he
over.
did either. Like, you don't think he, after the situation with Steve Kerr, he ever went there? No. Like, I think Jordan would only push you to a certain limit.
Yeah, but Jordan would stop as soon as you push back.
Exactly.
But like, that's not him. That's basically him being like, okay, fuck, I can't fuck with this guy anymore. Let me find someone else to fuck with.
No, I don't think so. I think if you push back and you show him that, yo, don't fuck with me right now, I think he's gonna get that respect. I'm like, all right. If like, you know, the Detroit Pistons, they stopped being the bad boy, whatever the fuck, in 91, 92, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since then, there hasn't been a defense like that. Let's say there was, right? And Bulls have to go up against them. He needed soldiers. Like, he needed some tough-ass people.
Yeah, no. I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
He needed that out of people. Like, and for me, like, when they asked that question, I think it was BJ Armstrong. He was like, "Oh, he couldn't have been that." What the fuck are you? What do you want from the guy?
Wait, what did BJ Armstrong say? What did he say?
He was like, "Oh, he couldn't be that nice." You're not there to be like.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Dude,
and LeBron will say it too. LeBron's like, yeah, I'm not here to be. I mean, not LeBron.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jordan was like, I'm not.
Anybody
here to be
would say that. Like, you're here to win a game. Like, you're here to win, man. This is not rec league, whatever the fuck. Like, if you play for fun, then you play for fun.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing to win at that highest level, it's got to be treated like a job. Right? And then look at Horace Grant. He won with Jordan, 3-time champion. He signed like a massive fucking deal after when he went to Orlando.
Yeah.
Playing with Jordan was getting these people money, much like how LeBron got all these morons with zero skill paid.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's
it's
true.
the same thing.
But I'm not saying so. Playing with him, improved their game.
Yeah.
Playing with them, got their championships. But to say that he was the greatest leader, I don't.
No, I don't think anybody said that. Like, I don't even. That's not the greatest leader.
Like,
no way.
And I agree with his whole. And I agree with, like, I'm telling you, his lead by example is just this guy. Like, I would go to war with him as long as this guy doesn't keep cussing me out.
I don't think he would. That's the thing. I don't think he ever cussed out Scotty. Because he knew Scotty.
But that's my thing. Like, why are you cussing out the weakest players on your team?
Because he wants more out. Like, here's the thing. I felt like Scotty, there was an interview with Scotty early when, like, Oakley was there. He was slapping him around. Scotty was a nice, playful guy, but I feel like on the court, he was just confident.
Mm-hmm.
He just knew what the fuck was up. And Jordan sensed that. If you sense that from another player, you're never going to go at him.
Yeah.
It's the players that you sense that and he goes after them. I felt like that's what it was. If you came out and you had that that dog in you,
Yeah.
no one's ever gonna question it. I don't think Jordan ever would have stepped up to a young Kobe, or for different reasons, maybe not like that, right? So I feel like that's where it is. I feel like everybody again. You don't know the complete. You don't really know so much, and you can just base an opinion on that. You don't know what kind of asshole if he ever was that much of an asshole or less of an asshole.
Yeah.
Either way, but greatest soundbite of ever was that ending 30 seconds. It's like there's a price to pay for winning.
Yeah.
There's that. If you don't want to play that way, don't play that way. And he also choked up too. I don't know.
Yeah, he got a little emotional.
What do you think that was about?
That's just him. Well, the thing is, man, there's so many emotions in him. I can't pinpoint what emotion caused that.
I feel like he was a little hurt, maybe.
That everyone thinks like...
Yeah, like he was an asshole. I felt like he was trying to be something, so I don't know how he was trying to rationalize in his fucking head.
Well, no, I understand the rationale. Because when he got into the league, the Bulls were a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the Bulls treated him like shit too.
Like,
some of the Bulls players treated him like shit, right? At the time. And like, that's where he snapped really early at a really young age, being like, I gotta be an asshole to win championships. Like, very similar to LeBron. LeBron's like, LeBron took it a different way. He's like, I gotta build my team up to win championship.
Yeah.
Jordan was like, nah, I gotta be an ass to these guys, because like, these guys are
not
like,
an asshole. Like, I think he just...
No, but he's like, I gotta
do what it takes to win.
Exactly, because these guys are, you're right, they're snorting coke, they're like with hookers and just doing God knows what, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can tell, like, Jordan at the end of the day respected Paxson, respected Steve Kerr. But Scotty Burrell was nothing after.
Yeah.
It was just like Horace Grant had a respectable career, but I think he was just like gifted. Like, he was a great player.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, he probably was a Dwight Howard. He was like a Dwight Howard, most likely.
Yeah.
Right? And Kobe fucking hated Howard.
Yeah.
I don't know how much hated, but...
Well, the thing with Dwight Howard was,
tension.
like, Dwight Howard I don't think Dwight Howard took things seriously after his first injury.
That's exactly my point. I think Horace Grant was one of those guys that went fucking off the rails once in a while, right?
But, I mean, Rodman did that. Rodman went off the rails every single time.
No, but it was different. You can't pinpoint and be like, you know what, Rodman fucked up on the court there because of some shit he pulled off there. Like, his whole life was off the rails, so he knew how to navigate through life. Like, if that's your normal, you're fine.
Yeah. That's
what Rodman was.
Okay. So that's pretty much episode 7, he plays baseball. And then in episode 8, they talk about that, the baseball lockout. I don't know if you remember this. So episode 8, they basically talk about the majors having a baseball lockout. They were shortening the season, and they were bringing a lot of the minor league players into the major leagues to play. And Jordan at that point was just like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not crossing the picket line. He's like, I'm not, because basically what happened was the major league players did a strike because they wanted more money. And Jordan was like, yeah, I'm not going to cross the picket line. I'm not playing. I don't care how much you pay me.
Yeah.
A lot of minor league players did because, like, fuck, it's an opportunity and a half. It's like a G League player suddenly being like, hey, come play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Right? Jordan was like, yeah, fuck, I'm not doing that. And at the same time, he contacted BJ Armstrong, who was having a practice. And BJ's like, yo, just come to our practice. Just come, just reach.
Yeah, he was probably thinking, he's like, yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
He's just like, yeah, BJ was more like, just come and like see the guys, right? Just come and see the guys. So he goes in to see the guys and just starts shooting around. Yeah. 1 day, 2 day, and then like all of a sudden he's like at the Bulls practicing with the Bulls.
Yeah.
4 days in a row.
Yeah.
Right? Which like basically led to him being like, yo, he's gonna come back and play for the Bulls.
Yeah.
He adopts the number 45 because that's what he played with before, like in high school. I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And he was like afraid of playing with the number 23 because his dad's not there to watch him.
Yeah.
And then joins them in March of 2015. Yeah, March of 2015.
2015.
I mean, sorry, 1995.
95.
Holy crap, I'm dusted.
Yeah. But like, and the Bulls, I guess we can just get into that 94 season without Jordan now. Mm-hmm. Like, Bulls did really well. They went to Eastern Conference semifinals.
Was it semifinals or Eastern Conference semifinals or finals?
Semifinals, I think. Lost to Knicks in 7 games.
Right.
And then the Knicks actually eventually ended up going to the finals, but lost to the Rockets.
Hakeem,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt like that just goes to show the importance in having a power forward like a Pippen or a LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just bring the best out of all your players,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just pin pocket when to attack, when not to attack. And I felt like that year everybody played well.
What, the 94?
Yeah, everybody played well, and then Kukoc played well, Pippen played well. Like,
Kukoc had a year that year, man.
Yeah, and then Pippen led the team in every statistical category, much like LeBron does.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously probably the best defender in the game.
Yeah.
At the time, and even I think he was a better defender than Jordan.
Oh no, he was the better
Yeah.
defender. Like, I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah,
Like, Jordan was a better
100%.
player, but Pippen was probably like still one of the best defenders ever.
He has to be.
Like, who really, like,
For me, I think if I had to rank the great perimeter defenders, for me it's hard to put Rodman, because Rodman was different. He was more of a, he was guarding the fours and the fives.
Yeah.
Rebounding. But Rodman deserves to be up there. He's top 5 defenders, I think, one way or another. It's got to be Pippen, Kawhi, Jordan.
Jordan as a defender, I feel like, well, I mean,
Jordan was good, bro.
he was good.
He's sick. Kobe's got to be up there somewhere. I don't know if
Really,
he's top
because
5. But
see, that's the thing.
Kobe's
Like, you're
top 10.
you're tossing away people who are defensive specialists.
Like, you mean
like-
Tony Allen's and those guys?
Yeah.
I feel, see, the reason I sometimes tend to do that is because if you can expend all your energy doing one thing, versus a person who's doing both, offense and defense load, like, that deserves that special bit of credit.
Yeah, but my point is, like, even though, like, players like Pippen and Kawhi and even LeBron for, like, those 2 years in Miami,
Yeah, LeBron's a top 5, honestly.
when he wants to be.
But
And when he doesn't, he's
but
like a
that's
bottom.
the thing.
Like,
I think he gasses out, so that's a negative on LeBron.
gasses out now after 17 years in the league.
No,
But like, in his
but
Miami
that's
days,
the thing.
like, he just had no...
People say when he wants to, because he does gas out.
Yeah,
Right?
but like, look at playoffs. Like, when he needs to do it, he does it.
Yeah.
He's just... That's the thing. He's very calculative about what he's doing in the game,
But
right?
it
He's like,
does hurt though, because you got to realize
it doesn't... It hurts in the regular season, but when it comes to playoffs, he's not worried about
it
that.
does, because you. Well, we'll get to that later, because I think we're gonna do a final take on MJ, LeBron, all that shit.
There's a lot to take there, man.
Yeah. What the fuck were we talking about? Okay, 94 season.
Yeah.
Pippen, I think, was the first LeBron, in my honest opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you drop Pippen right now, he's better than Giannis. He's a top 5 player in the league.
Okay.
He's
Okay,
more
yeah.
skilled than Giannis.
Yeah.
And he's basically doing the same thing Giannis does.
Mm-hmm.
Long,
he's-
lanky,
He's
lengthy.
playmaking, though. Pippen, like, I didn't realize this, how Pippen was a real good playmaker.
Yeah, he was the first LeBron. And I think there's an aspect in his scoring game that is also better than LeBron's, which is he was much better in the post, in my opinion. Smooth player in the post.
Okay.
Nice hook shots.
Yeah.
He had like a patented move that he had a nice hook shot, and he has a great bank shot. It was like a 17, 20 foot nice banker.
Mm-hmm.
It was very similar to like Duncan's and Dwayne Wade, sort of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Pippen was also a good 3-point shooter for his time.
Oh, yeah. For his time, he was a really good 3-point
Yeah,
shooter.
he was pretty good. So Pippen, obviously, because he played with Jordan, gets written off as the greatest second guy, which is the dumbest narrative ever, because he's a great first guy.
Yeah.
And you only have 1 year to go off of. Sort of 1.5, 2 years. That's not a great sample size to judge
Yeah.
how he could have been as a first option, right? But I feel like Pippen is definitely a top 50 player easily. He's ranked as a top 50 player. And I think, Pippen deserves more credit. I think he was portrayed extremely negative in this thing. I think that was in part to enhance Jordan's greatness. Because everybody's like, oh, he wouldn't have won nothing with Pippen. Like, yeah, we get it. Like, there's no way you could have won anything without Pippen.
Yeah.
There's no way. Pippen was a big part of why the Bulls were there. And Pippen, honestly, he had such a great impact because he was very much like, he had that Draymond Green impact too.
The glue piece.
Yeah.
Being that, yeah.
Glue piece. And just, he was swinging the momentum. Like, there were like some stats where plus minuses where when Pippen's on the court, it's like plus whatever the fuck. Like,
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Bulls
like-
were just operating much smoother.
Like, he brought their net rating up.
Net rating up, and there's a huge, like, when Pippen's on the court, what people don't realize is when you're running the triangle offense, obviously I don't know much about it, but when Pippen's running, it allows Jordan to set up better. Mm-hmm. Jordan can get the shot he wants easily, right? And when Pippen's not there, Jordan can't even get the shot he necessarily wants, and it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits. Like, Pippen's presence helps everybody's game, right? And on top, 100%. This motherfucker was dropping 20.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine?
So I see why, like, I remember you, like, even now, but you said Pippen was, like, your favorite player for a very long time.
Yeah, he's sick.
Like, he was
very underrated, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Pippen, like, he was very much like Giannis. Also, he can dunk from the free throw line. Little fact.
See, you keep comparing him to Giannis, but my comparison keeps going back to, like, LeBron and Kawhi.
Yeah, I know, but physically built like Giannis is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay.
You know how Giannis has two big strides and he's everything? Pippen was exactly the same. Not as, obviously, as big as Giannis, tall as Giannis, but he was basically right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, that's my take on Pippen. I feel like that 94 season, obviously...
Dude, he was a contender for MVP that year. But then I think Hakeem got it, right?
Hakeem got it.
Yeah.
And then that year was the whole, last second, ball goes to Tony, Pippen opts to sit out. What do you think about that?
It's a rough thing, man. Like, dude.
I feel like Phil Jackson, by the way, as a play, that was probably one of the worst shots you can draw up for a player to take.
Dude, that was a little, like, he came off it was near the free throw line. Kukoc came off a little button hook run and got a shot.
Yeah, but it was a terrible shot.
I don't think it was a bad shot.
I feel like it was, man. Like, if the defender was better.
No, but the whole point is he ran up the free throw, like, he ran from baseline up the free throw line, did a little button hook near, like, the top of the key. Like, that's a very good, like, very stable shot for Kukoc to take, and Kukoc has taken multiple of those shots.
You think so?
Yeah. Especially coming off the left side of the rim with his left hand.
Well, he's a lefty, so he was positioned right, but it just looked like such a terrible shot, man.
I don't think so. I think, maybe it looked
like, when you look at good last second shots, think about even the shot LeBron took against Chicago. Remember? He had that buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Open look, he pushed out Butler, but still, just a clean look. That look was not clean on any. Like,
I don't know, man.
He caught the ball with the back to his basket,
mm-hmm.
with his back to the basket, and he had to turn around and fade away two-pointer. Yeah, whatever. Well, it went in.
It didn't look pretty, but I think on paper it was a pretty drawn out play. But then at the end of the day, Phil Jackson still picked the player with the highest probability of making that shot. And you know what? That play would have been cleaner if Pippen was on the court drawing defenders onto him.
Probably, yeah.
So Pippen made that decision, hey, not only am I going to sit off, but I'm going to negatively impact my team. Yeah. Which he regrets. I think
he regrets, but I feel like Phil Jackson, if there was ever a moment where you lose the trust of your best player, that was it. Like, I understand why Phil would do it, but I also see why he wouldn't draw that playoff for Pippen either. I'm pretty sure Pippen could have made
Phil Jackson was just being analytical. He was like, okay, what's the highest percentage shot that I can take right now with the players I have?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can't. This is where you can't be thinking about emotions. You can't be like, okay, if I do this guy's gonna feel bad.
It's not even emotions. I mean,
but that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about losing trust. You're losing trust on him because he's being emotional.
Well, he had the right to, though.
If he was being less emotional, analytical.
You don't think he was the closer? I know.
Why did Jordan throw up his passes to Paxson? Because he knew that was the right thing to do at the time.
Also, it wasn't the last shot though.
That was the fourth quarter. Those 9 points.
No. But see, there was a lot of build up to that, right? It was like fourth quarter. You had full 10 minutes or whatever the fuck minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
Your coach in the timeout says, "Trust that guy." Keeps making the shot, and then Jordan keeps throwing it to him.
Okay.
So, like, trust was built within as they were playing. Almost.
But the thing is, trust was built within these players over the season. Kukoc that season made a bunch of real buzzer beaters too.
Was he playing that well in that game?
Yeah. He was playing that well. The entire season, Kukoc was playing well.
No. But that particular game, was he playing well?
It looked like it. From again, I only saw highlights, but in highlights, it looked like Kukoc was doing damage.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I feel like...
It's the same reason, like, why LeBron gets a lot of knocks to his name, but LeBron will throw the ball out to the open guy because he knows that's the right play.
No, but not the bullshit he did with Kyle Korver for that 3 in the corner. Like, Korver's never going to make that fucking 3. Korver's never going to make that 3. I don't give a shit about right basketball play. Right basketball play is take Draymond on a 1-on-1 play, take him to the fucking hoop, man.
Yeah, but then you got Draymond and Iggy coming at you with Durant shading.
Was Durant there?
When Kyle Korver was there, yeah.
No, but he got a good 1-on-1 look, man. He could have stepped back for, 2 points.
He could have done a lot of things. I'm saying in general, like...
But that was a terrible example.
But, like, my thing is, he hit an open... Like, that was an example you pointed out, but I'm saying, in general, LeBron likes to hit the open player. Jordan likes to hit people like Paxson and Steve Kerr. Think about it. In the 98 finals, Jordan relied on Steve Kerr.
97 finals, yeah.
Oh, sorry, 97, yeah.
Yeah, but... Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But this was the thing, though. The counter thing is, those guys could have missed that shot. It would have been fine. But this was... I think if Tony misses this shot, the series is done.
Dude, basketball games come out to 1 or 2 points every game.
Yeah.
Those 1 or 2 points could happen in the first quarter, could happen in the fourth quarter.
I feel like this was like a Marshawn Lynch situation that worked out well. Remember the 1 yard thing? This was a 1 yard play that worked out well
but this, yeah, I guess, because
Phil Jackson.
Patriots could have,
yeah,
dropped off that entire inside run. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but again, like, was Lynch on the field for that play or no?
100%. He was a decoy.
Exactly. Pippen wasn't even a fucking decoy because he's like, fuck it, I don't care.
I know, but...
And that's the reason why it looks so bad.
It didn't work out, right? I'm talking about the result and what transpired.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm saying, like, regardless of what it is, your coaches should always have the last stand. I love LeBron. I think LeBron, that's one of LeBron's problems, is he doesn't let the coach have the last say.
Yeah, LeBron...
I wish he had a coach like Phil Jackson who could take command of a team. Unfortunately, he's never had that.
Well, but he had a good coach in...
Spoelstra. And that's why they won 2 championships.
I think it's also part of the reason why 2011 happened too.
What do you mean when...
I think LeBron wasn't playing his patented LeBron basketball.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's part of the reason. I know I heard some fucked up rumors about LeBron's wife and Rashard Lewis, some shit. Around that time.
I didn't hear that.
Nobody knows. Everybody talking about how it was an all-time choke, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it could have been a combination of things. Who the fuck knows?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like definitely from a basketball standpoint, that was one of the reasons too. LeBron was sort of playing like a Kawhi Leonard type of basketball. He was being asked to play that. Like, you get the ball when you get the ball, make a play.
The offense doesn't run through you. You're part of you're kind of like an outside in.
And he had extreme difficulty get it going.
Yeah.
That was the problem, right?
Yeah. Okay, we'll kind of...
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pippen...
You know what? Like, I think you have, like...
In this arc of a fucking story, what I'm trying to say is Pippen got shaded way too fucking much.
Yeah, no.
In the Last Dance. And that was purposely done so you can, like, talk about Jordan's greatness, but that's not the case at all. Jordan's great on his own right? Whatever, but Pippen needs his fucking credit.
No, 100% Pippen needs his credit. Like,
yeah, Pippen
did so much for that team.
He was the best defender on that team.
Yeah, without Pippen.
Yeah.
Anyways,
nothing is getting done without Pippen. Let's put it that way.
So let's go back to this season, this 95 season.
He comes back.
Jordan comes back.
Wears 45. And
plays a few shit games. Starts.
But picks up. I think he only played, 17 games in total?
Or in a season? Or
25 games in total in the regular and then goes to the
something
playoffs.
Like that, yeah. Goes to the playoffs. Again, he switches back to number 23 because that's his Jordan number. One thing I gotta say before this, that clip of Pippen wearing the Jordans, pointing at his shoe and then showing the finger for Jordan to come back was pretty sick.
Yeah.
You know what clip I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where he's like he points at the Jumpman logo and then like looks at the camera and just like waves his fingers like, "Yo, come back, Jordan."
See, that's the thing. Like that was Pippen. I don't think he gave a fuck about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there was something about that.
I think that 94 playoffs was just a one-off.
Yeah.
It was that, and then again in the 98 season when he decided to not play the beginning of the season, but that's because he had issues with management. That's a whole different.
I feel like I'm with Pippen on that one.
Jerry Krause was
fuck your team. Fuck your team when it comes to that. You gotta get your money.
Don't speak ill of the dead, but
no, but I don't even. For me, it's not even Krause. It's Reinsdorf.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Krause is.
Why the fuck isn't the owner of the team the guy who actually decides to pay the people?
Because that's why you hire a general manager. General manager is supposed to take care of all this stuff.
You don't talk. There's no point shooting the middle, man. There's no point.
I don't know, man. That's why
it comes at the top. It's like you have this fucking tyrannical attitude about contracts.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck? Like, do you want your team to lose? Winning definitely makes you more money.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So why don't you wanna fucking spare up an extra 5, 6, 7 million? Like it's nothing to you. You know that. So
I know.
That to me, that's why I was like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
yeah. So Jordan comes back and then
goes up against Shaq and Hardaway.
Yeah, and then they lose. And he gets pissed. He gets pissed, and that's where his anger for the next season comes out because he's just like, and his ideology is right. Like most of their players weren't the only player left from the original thing team was Pitt
and maybe Armstrong that season.
Armstrong left after that season.
Yeah.
Armstrong went to
for that particular lineup.
Yeah, so the lineup that was going into the 95 the 95-96 season, it was just Pip. Yeah. It was just Jordan Pitt, and like everyone like was talking about, oh yo, Bulls won 3, Bulls won 3, and he's just like, yo, fuck you guys, Bulls didn't win 3, me and Pip won 3, right?
There you go.
Was it that year that Kerr punched him, or the year after?
Year after.
Okay, but like that's where it was.
Actually, I don't know. We don't know when it's probably in '96. It probably happened in '96, but the story kind of came out when they were going over the '97 playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it happened as they were first meeting up for sure.
Yeah, because like okay, so Kerr got there when Paxson was there. Bless you. Kerr got there when Paxson was there still, and Kerr actually says he's like he learned a lot from Paxson. He wanted to be what Paxson was to Jordan.
Yeah,
and he at the end of the day he rightfully did so. He was that point guard that would put up.
By the way, also hit dagger threes when Bulls needed a dagger 3.
Yeah.
See, I love those guys, man. Like fucking ice cold, doesn't give a fuck, just takes it and makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much like.
Dude, but Kerr, do you remember Kerr's story?
Yeah.
His story's pretty tragic too.
Tragic, but he comes from a very well-educated family. Mm-hmm. Like, you can see why Kerr, where he is.
Yeah, and how he's able to manage a team and everything right now.
Yeah, the guy knows what he's doing.
But dude, like, so basically...
He's a winner too, by the way. Fucking, what is it? He got 7 rings now?
4 playing, 3 coaching. Yeah. Only player in the modern era that has 4 in a row.
There you go. Well, that's because of pure chance, but...
Well, again, he played with some really good players, but it's not like he was a bum on these teams. It's not like he was Patrick McCaw.
He definitely had an impact.
Right? Yeah. Like, Patrick McCaw has 3 rings in a row, but like...
Yeah. He was much better than a Patrick McCaw, for sure.
He was a Steve Kerr.
Yeah, he was a Steve Kerr.
But like, yeah, his whole thing about like him growing up, not getting very many recruits, like in high school, as soon as he gets one recruitment, he goes to that school without even getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
When that happened, his father was a professor, I forget what university, but like
he got sent off to Middle East.
Yeah, he had to get sent off to Middle East, and so his mother and his younger brother went and joined his father. And then his father got shot by radicals.
Yeah, in the face.
Which was very unfortunate. Yeah. And I'm sure, like, see, that's the thing. I wish this documentary did a lot more on the entire Bulls team.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end. So anyways, so this episode 7 is all basically about them kind of fighting.
And leading up to that shot that he took in the 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like 97, the chapter 9 or whatever was.
Well, we actually skipped over Sean Kemp and Gary Payton finals.
Oh, right.
That one, I mean, you know, a lot was made about. Obviously, you know, Jordan won his fourth championship on Father's Day. You saw how emotional he was.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about, you know, he shot relatively not that good to Jordan standards, because he shot like 41% or something like that.
I mean,
which, by the way, does not fucking matter. Like, it does not matter. Like, I don't think anyone's ever felt the difference between
41 and 46.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a. You don't feel it.
In a single game.
Because you're dropping 30. The guy is dropping 30.
Yeah, in a single game, it's very hard to.
Yeah.
Unless you're Harden taking 40 shots a game.
Yeah.
Because then you feel it.
Yeah.
But no.
But I feel like Gary Payton definitely guarded the fucking shit out of Jordan.
So that's the thing. Like, the first 3 games, Gary Payton didn't.
Yeah.
It was until they were down to 3-0. That's when Payton started guarding him.
Yeah.
And that was also all because the coach is like, oh, you know, we need you on offense. It's what you said earlier, right? It's like, can't let him focus too much on defense because we need him on offense.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Jordan said after when he heard what Gary Payton said?
He was laughing.
Yeah, Jordan was just like...
But that's the thing, that he was supposed to do that, but he definitely got... Listen, you can't stop greatness, but you can definitely bother it.
Yeah. And
right.
Same
thing what Kawhi did to LeBron. Like, these guys, if you play focused defense on them, 100% it's going to bother the player.
Yeah.
It's never going to stop them, but it's 100% going to bother them.
I honestly
Whoever says otherwise is a fucking...
I think they should have... What Seattle Sonics should have done is fuck Payton's offense. Let the game be 4-on-4, and you get Payton and Jordan to isolate.
But I feel like that's not going to work in his favor.
Because of Scottie Pippen?
No. Man. Anybody with a jump shot, it's just a tough gig, right?
Yeah.
I feel like... Because when they say defense, it's also like energy, right? You're just making the guy work a little harder.
Yeah.
Right? It's not even about making the shot or attempting the shot. You're never going to stop Jordan from taking a jump shot.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But you can just make him work a little bit more, right? One extra dribble, whatever the fuck. That's going to amount to a miss down the line.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was going to take way too much away from Gary, and Gary was way too much important for the offense.
Yeah, and that's
your point guard can't be guarding the shooting guard. It's just no fucking way.
Yeah,
right.
And that's what the coach said. That's what.
That makes sense, but I feel like Sean Kemp, whatever, they just had a great year. That's all. I think they were a great team, great duo, but yeah,
dude,
they weren't up to that standard.
What was that one game where they only scored 57 points?
That was the Jazz.
Oh, sorry. What am I even saying? Yeah. I'm getting my. Yeah, I watched 3.5 episodes in one day. I got a little bit mixed up. Yeah. That was
and then in the other episode, the next episode, is the Jazz, right? And Steve Kerr's shot.
Oh wait, going back to Father's Day. So Jordan wins the game Father's Day.
Yeah.
And he breaks apart because that's
one of the best moments in sports.
Because
I feel
like you really see the importance his father played in his life and how connected they were.
Dude, that's the thing. I feel like Jordan, he had a family. Like, that's not something a LeBron can say. Like he had 2 stable parents that were just a great support system. Like, he just came from a great family. Like, you know, the guy, he needed that support. I feel like that's part of the reason why LeBron, I think you're right in the sense that LeBron, growing up in the social media culture, LeBron probably has the most thick skin out of all of them. Him and definitely, I think Kobe's up there, but LeBron definitely has that, right? The guy grew up in hardship. Yeah. So that's 17 years of hardship before he finally got that NBA money. Pretty sure colleges were doing some under the table deals, but
he never went to college. But remember when his mom got that SUV
Hummer,
she took a loan out against LeBron's future career. That was a huge scandal.
Yeah, huge scandal. I forget. I don't know. I vaguely remember.
Yeah, but the thing is, people were already making money off of LeBron. LeBron was like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
So why is LeBron not allowed to make money off of himself?
Yeah. 100%.
Like the high school was making money off of him. ESPN was making money off of him. Sports Illustrated, right?
Yeah.
So like that's the thing. Like
Yeah,
Jordan didn't have to face all those type of things, but that made him closer with his dad. Like
not phased, but I think he had such a great
support
stable
system. Yeah.
support system that he had that extra somebody he can rely on.
Yeah.
And there was a part in I think one of the episodes where that security guard Jordan had
Became a father figure.
a father. There was a line where I think the security guard's wife dropped that Jordan would call him late at night, crying, breaking down, talking about this and that.
Yeah.
And they would have those talks. So I think Jordan really needed that. Like there was a part of him that was very much a child that needed his dad.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. Right. And then like him just
he's like a very emotional guy in a way.
I mean, yeah, there was that, but like also look at it, man. When he won his first championship, that picture of him kissing the trophy, his dad's literally right there in the picture.
His dad's right there. Every great moment he had.
And I really envy that. Like having that type of relationship with your father is something that's crazy because like a lot of people have their dads in their lives, right? But how many people can say that they're that close with their dad? Like their dad is their best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that also helped him, like, because he could have easily gotten sidetracked and got, like, especially when he got into the NBA, could have fell into that trap door of, like, drugs hookers,
yeah.
Right? But
he didn't. That's the thing.
So watching that breakdown when he goes back into the locker room, he just falls on the ground crying, like, that got to me. That's like, holy fuck, man. Like,
yeah, man. It was a great moment to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then, 98 season, whatever. Fast forward to 98. Or do you want to talk about more?
Well, 96, 97 season, possibly one of the greatest seasons ever.
72-10.
72-10. Like, Pippen apparently was looking at the schedule and was just like, I don't see ourselves losing to any of these teams.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest seasons. Like, only
So, here's the thing. You think that's the greatest team formed ever?
You know what? I was looking at it. I was talking to my brother-in-law. I think that team beats the Durant Warriors.
I think so.
I think that team beats the Durant Warriors.
Yeah, but again, depends on the rules.
Yes, how much hand checking is allowed and...
No, because what people don't realize... I think they realize it too, but I don't think the Bulls know this pace that the Warriors play at. Or this...
The game. Modern era pace, in the last 5 years.
Yeah. There's nobody that, like, for every 2 points, those boys can put up a 3. Like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's like they'll lose. There's definitely... You got to give Warriors the credit, and you got to give them the benefit of the doubt because of the roster and everything, whatever, that it'll be a great 7-game series. But for some odd reason, man, I'm still putting my money on the Bulls.
Yeah.
I got to put money on Pip and Jordan.
Yeah, no, I definitely, because I think that, yes, they can put threes, but I think the Bulls will wear them down defensively. Will just be on you, because people don't play defense like they did back then.
Yeah, 100%. I think Steph Curry, I can see, like, here's the thing about Kevin Durant, too.
Mm-hmm.
People don't talk about. I know a lot of people say he's better than Kawhi. I don't think so. I don't think Kevin Durant's as tough as Kawhi. No, not even close.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
He can hit those crazy shots, whatever happens.
He can put up 40 points a game, but mentally he'll break down.
He can have those... Yeah, he can have great games, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also one of those guys that can give you a quiet 30 and have absolutely no impact. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's also one of the few people that gave up a 3-1 lead with a great supporting cast.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He gave that to the Warriors and then joined the Warriors. Forget about that whole shit. But...
It's alright, man. He's a cupcake.
Yeah, he's not tough.
Yeah.
For me. Like, I don't think he deserves to get compared to LeBron, Kawhi, because they're just better leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Tougher and mentally just more stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And also Durant, too. Like, I know he's a great offensive player, but, man, there have been times where he would just jack up threes in OKC because, he would get trapped, just jack up threes, and then when the threes aren't going, he just couldn't find a way to score.
Yeah,
There have been
no.
some times, like not obviously the whole game, but like certain 2-3 minute time periods where the other team could just fucking go on a run
Mm-hmm.
and they can find a way to trap him. Right?
No.
Durant's natural, I guess what do you call it? It's like instinct is to pull up.
Yeah.
That pull up's not there. And there will be times when it's not there. He just can't turn it. Like Kawhi can somehow find a way to do something else and somehow claw his way back into the game.
Yeah.
I feel like Durant was he'll just pull up. If it goes in, it goes in. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's it.
Okay, no, fair enough.
So what else?
Okay, so him breaking down, and then the 72 win season.
Yeah.
They go into the playoffs, take Malone and Stockton's money.
That's the players after, eh?
They play Jazz 2 years in a row.
Yeah, but it's not the 72-10 season. It's the year after. 72-10 was against Sean Kemp and...
No, 72-10 season was 96-97.
95-96 against
Really?
Sean Kemp. Yeah, Sonics.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And they had still 65 plus wins the other 2 seasons, but it was Jazz back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, man, my respect for Stockton went through the roof because there was there was a small interview of him in the clip. Everybody was like, "Oh man, Jordan's the black cat, whatever the fuck." Stockton was like, "I didn't give a shit. I just wanted to win. Like I didn't care if it was Jordan." And you saw that, like he was clutch, man.
No, man,
He was cold blooded. He made some threes to cut the gap. He made clutch shots to go up. Clutch passes too.
Oh yeah, yo. So like before watching this and watching like Stockton highlights now, I was like, oh, Stockton's just like a white guy, you know, does like the typical, you know, dribble, pass, like fundamentals.
He's a white guy that can steal. I'll tell you that much.
No, but this guy was amazing. So he still holds the record for most assists, right?
Most assists, most steals,
and
a 50% career shooter.
That's a point guard. That's a real point guard right there.
That's a real point guard, man.
And Malone played well too. Like,
dude, if Malone had one championship, I think he'll be in the GOAT discussion. Like, he's the greatest player in my honest opinion. I know Barkley's up there as probably the most impressive, pound for pound, even greatest player.
Yeah.
But Malone, his career it was just one championship being away from like an all-time great. He could very well be the greatest power forward of all time.
Yeah. Dude.
He was a scoring machine, man.
But
and he was very good defensively too.
He was. So now this is a lot of discussion people have about him, which we can get into when my brother-in-law's here. Because my brother-in-law can't stand him for whatever reason. He's just like, yo, he's a stat patter.
Oh, okay.
He's a stat patter. Like, he wasn't as clutch as people think he was, apparently.
I never think a 4 and a 5 are clutch.
It's hard to. But, like, no, I would think, like, Kareem and Hakeem were clutch. Dude, Kareem made, like, a sky hook when he was playing on Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't think... But here's the thing, though. Obviously, I haven't watched it enough. Just knowing what these guys are capable of. Mm-hmm. I don't think with 12 seconds on the shot clock, the ball actually might go to Kareem. I'm not sure. Maybe.
No, the ball would go... Kareem, yeah, the ball would go to...
Probably.
And same thing with Hakeem, too. Hakeem was one of those guys.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know, man. For me, it's hard to imagine a center being clutch. I never think of centers being clutch.
I get it, because like when you think about clutch, you think about, you know, a side-to-side dribble, a cross.
Exactly.
Someone hitting
or
a fadeaway.
Quick pop, catch and shoot.
Yeah, and that's not
a center. Yeah.
But like Hakeem doing a dream shake or Kareem doing a hook. Like
Kareem hook, I can imagine. Catch and hook.
Yeah, catch and hook.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Anyways, go on.
So yeah, that kind of wraps up the episode 7. And it's not episode 7, episode 9. And then episode 10 really talks about him
ending this, that. But listen, we gotta talk about the food poisoning game. I think that's the talk of the town. Real or fake? Because I think that story is fake as fuck.
What, the fact that those 5 guys showed up with the pizza and Jordan ate it?
It was too scripted, man. Like, whenever you have a white guy saying, I knew this was gonna be trouble. Like, shut up.
Jordan's best friend in that, like the guy who was his best friend, how the hell is he friends with Jordan?
You mean his trainer?
No, not his trainer. Like the guy in the doc that always comes up as his best friend. I forget what his name was.
Was it a security guard?
No, he was just a regular white guy who met him at an airport, and they were best friends apparently.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Fuck.
He probably has a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I don't know, man. That whole flu game, food poisoning game, like, first they said it's flu, now it's food poisoning because 5 people, I guess, drugged his pizza.
Whatever. I think it's just a hangover game.
Yeah,
or
I think it's
alcohol
hangover.
poisoning or something.
Yeah. But, you know,
By the
hey.
way, it's a mixture of things that didn't sit well with Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, probably, he was probably drinking 8-9 beers and had a pizza, whatever.
Yeah, man.
Probably partially every bit of that story was true, but I think definitely alcohol played a part.
Oh, alcohol definitely had to play a part in there.
Yeah.
Especially the way this guy drank. Oh, 97 season, 96, 97 season is also the season where the infamous Steve Kerr punch happened. That's the season the Steve Kerr punch happened.
So
before they played, like, and that's the reason why Steve Kerr was so clutch against Indiana.
Right.
Right? Because that's
no,
like...
I thought all that probably happened when
earlier,
they first
but
got
then...
there.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But, like, the whole story behind it is, like, Steve Kerr was defending him during practice, according to Phil Jackson. Like, Phil Jackson said that thing.
Yeah.
And Steve Kerr was, like, getting under his skin.
Yeah,
and Jordan couldn't, like, Jordan was getting more and more pissed, especially because,
Steve Kerr threw the first punch. Jordan just returned fire.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kerr punched him first, like, in the chest. Or
Kerr hit him in the chest, and then Jordan laid him out.
Punched him.
And then, you know what? That's the thing. Like, he called that day to Kerr, and he apologized, and, like, from then on, he's like, yo, Kerr is my guy now.
Yeah. I think there's that level of respect.
Yeah.
And you can tell, too, man. Those players, like Kerr, you know, you give him the respect that he deserves. You know there's that ice cold, that killer in him, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know he can hit those clutch free throws, clutch two. He may not always make them, but he's there to make them.
Yeah.
Sort of.
He's there when you need him.
Yeah.
He's another beast.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, you know, there's the iconic steal in the 98. After the food poisoning thing, whatever, and then it's Pippen's back was gone.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, first off.
Yeah, Pippen was struggling that game.
But, man, did you see the last second? Like, there's a 10-second clip of Pippen saying to Jordan, because after Jordan hit that clutch shot, Pippen was like, yo, there's still 4 point whatever the fuck seconds left. I will take a charge if need be.
Yeah. Pippen was a fighter.
Yo, that guy's career could have ended right there if there was a charge, especially against Malone.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been it for him.
That could have been his career.
Yeah. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so where was this personality for the first, like, where's the props? Because that was the guy. That was Pippen.
Yeah.
That was Scotty. So where was that respect toward the docuseries?
So we're gonna touch on that right at the end. Yeah. So episode 10, there's not really much. They just kind of talk about that last game. They talk about the falling out of the entire team at the end.
Yeah.
So, okay, do you want to talk about the game? Yeah, so there was the Game 6 clutch performance. Jordan hits the shot, gets a steal off of Malone, and then hits that last shot.
It was such a great shot, man.
It was a good shot.
It was like, there was ever an iconic shot, that was it. If there was one shot to describe basketball, that's it. And then you got your Kawhi shot, Ray Allen shot, and then I guess Jordan's shot against Craig Elo.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one underrated shot that LeBron made against Chicago that doesn't get enough credit, but
yeah, that clutch shot.
Because think about it, if they lose that game, Chicago goes up 3-1.
Yeah.
Right? It's a very underrated shot. Like, I know it happened in the first round or second round, I forget.
Yeah, but no, it was a
very clutch shot. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he, you know, the Jordan is a shooting guard, elite shooting guard. So that those type of shots are nothing to him.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a shot he made his entire career against a bum ass defender. By the way, can we just talk about that? Like, who the fuck was guard? Like, there was nobody good
defensive matchup on Jazz.
On Jazz.
Period. Yeah, especially for someone like Jordan. Yeah, it's a joke. They should have like.
By the way, is it safe to say that probably the most overrated defensive era was the 90s?
Overrated?
In a way.
Huh?
We treat these guys like whatever, this, that, but you had great defensive talents.
Mm-hmm.
But as a team, it's always one-on-one, man-on-man. You can literally drag the man out to the other side and then... Because that's how you were taught to play.
Yeah.
And you can get easy one-on-one matchups.
And defenders were allowed to hand check and stuff, so it's not as much lateral movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I can see that. I can see that argument.
Yeah.
I see that. A lot of people are going to hate on us for this, but...
No, that's why I put Kawhi as the greatest defender of all time. If you don't think playing defense now is tougher...
Oh yeah, no, definitely, because anytime you breathe on them, it's a foul.
Yeah. And obviously, I feel like... I know Jordan was an exceptional athlete, and so was Pippen. But a lot of those guys in the 90s era, they weren't as athletic as the guys now. Clearly.
I think the talent pool right now is just a really deep pool.
Man. It's insane.
Like, for whatever reason, there's like 20 guys in the league right now that you'd be like, okay, I'd be okay with starting with this guy on my team.
Yeah.
Like, back then, there was like 5 guys.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially in the guard position.
Yeah, no, of course. So, that being said, they go on, win the last championship. So, the whole Last Dance, the whole idea of Last Dance was, this is going to be the last year that the Bulls are going to be together. Because
fucking episode dedicated to that.
Fucking Cruz. We'll talk about how the show was set up.
Yeah.
So, Cruz was basically just like, Pippen, like, from the very beginning was like, yes, Phil Jackson's not going to be with us. Like, just dead. Phil Jackson's not going to be with us at the end of the league.
He killed the season.
He killed it. And Jordan was like, if Phil's not back, I'm not back. Rodman's like, yo, if these guys are not back, I'm not back. And Pippen was already cheesed because, like, he was getting slapped up money-wise. So, Jordan...
Pippen was the easiest to fucking... First one.
For Jordan, Pippen was out before the season even started.
Yeah.
So, Jordan brought up a point right at the end. He's like... Because the question's always asked, would you run it back? And Jordan was like, you don't think if we had a choice, we wouldn't run it back?
Yeah.
If Phil Jackson resigns, Jordan resigns. If Jordan resigns, Rodman resigns. And if Jordan and Rodman resigns,
I'm pretty sure you can bring Pippen back.
And the thing is, like, even if it was like a 1-year sign, even if it was a 1 year, like, okay, sign for 1 year. Yeah. Right? Jordan said it himself. He's like, I was ready to sign a 1 year.
Yeah.
Phil was ready to sign a 1 year. Rodman, we could have...
No, Phil wasn't.
No.
Phil wasn't.
Phil wasn't, but that's what Jordan said. Jordan was like, Phil could have been convinced to sign a 1 year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Rodman would have been convinced to sign in 1 year. And he even
Rodman
said,
for sure would have.
He's like, Pip would have been the hardest, but we could have told Scotty, be like, 1 year, let's run it back, let's get our shit.
Yeah.
Let's make some greatness happen. But the Bulls organization, because apparently organization trumps individual players, even if you got like some of the greatest talents ever, and arguably the greatest coach ever.
Yeah. But I feel like there was a moment, I feel like even Phil Jackson realized that the road was getting tougher and tougher. I feel like Bulls, if they try to play that next year, they probably would have lost.
So, Bill Simmons, one of my favorite analysts, he was talking about, and I actually look it up too, the year after was another lockout year.
Yeah, it was a shorter season, right? Yeah.
And if you look at the finals that was played, Spurs and... who did Spurs beat in the finals? Regardless, whoever the team in the East was, they're both very young teams.
Who the fuck did they face?
I don't remember. Regardless, look, I'll figure it out. In the meantime, they were very...
Magic?
Was it Magic?
No.
Okay, 90. It's the 99 finals, right? Yeah, 99 finals. This is going to eat us away if we don't figure it out.
Yeah, let's figure it out.
Took on Eastern Conference. New York Knicks.
Knicks went to the finals?
Yeah. Holy crap, Knicks went to the finals.
But fucking who?
They were very young teams, right? And that's because
Patrick Ewing was there?
Like the season was shorter. The rosters were a lot tighter.
Yeah, I remember some blue. That's why I was thinking about Orlando, but I guess it was the Knicks.
Patrick Ewing, Ben Davis. Holy crap, I don't know about these people. Herb Williams.
Okay, so it's just Ewing.
I guess it was Ewing, but like Marcus Camby. Rick Bunsen. Okay. But, Jeff Van Gundy was their coach at the time. Nice. Yeah. But apparently, like, their aggregate age was, like, very young. Both those teams' aggregate ages were young, right? Because, like...
That was Tim Duncan's first year?
In the league?
I think so.
I'm not sure how many years in the league he was in.
Was a killer, man. Came in, I think, and won.
Yeah.
I think so. if I'm not mistaken.
But like that's the whole thing. Like even though it was a tough. No, he got drafted in 97. So 97, 98 was his first year, and then 98, 99. Second year wins the championship.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it
So
would have been tough.
Yeah, it would have been tough, but they might have had a.
They might have had a fighting chance.
If that Knicks team, as you said, was making it, most likely Bulls would have made it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Granted, Pip was hurt. Rodman was falling even deeper into his pit hole.
Yeah, Pip was on his last legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the following season with the Rockets, he did perform well though.
Was it the following season he went straight to Rockets, or was Spur?
No, it was Rockets and then Trailblazers.
Okay, he played better in Trailblazers than he did with Rockets.
For sure.
Pip
had issues with the coaching and everything.
Dude, that Rockets team could have been good.
Nah.
Pip, Barkley, and Hakeem. If the coaching was good,
5 years younger.
If they were healthy, yeah.
Barkley was done, bro.
Yeah, Barkley had a very short career if you think about it. Comparatively.
10 years. Great.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah, compared to this era, but okay. So yeah, they could have run it back, but Cruz and management and their owner was like...
Even Reinsdorf too. I think Reinsdorf wasn't about to subscribe to that.
Yeah. Anyways, how'd you like the doc?
Well, they should have renamed it to Michael Jordan's The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, you're Jordan, but blah, blah, blah. But like, some of the stories, like, we knew already. Like,
okay.
Like, for fuck's sakes. Like,
So
I don't give a fuck about, like, honestly... The Pizzagate, I don't care. Like, I just don't give a fuck. I was interested in the Republican's shoes. That was a great bit.
Mm-hmm.
Contract stuff, the nitty gritty. Like, even about when he was talking about his dad, the emotional side of him winning, you know, him being a tyrant, whatever. All those things were great. But it's just the focus on like every single major thing that everybody knew about Jordan, I didn't give a fuck about.
So this is my thing. Like, I'm not sure. So, what's his name? So the current NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, was actually head of NBA media relations at the time. So he's the one that actually got them to film the 97-98 season.
Yeah.
But the only thing, like the only asterisk to that was, Jordan said that he'll only allow this filming if he gets final say at what happens to this footage.
Yeah.
So they apparently have over 5,000 hours of footage. Or some stupid, ridiculous... 5,000... Yeah, some stupid, ridiculous number of footage.
I don't blame... Like, that's my thing, man.
This footage, like, Jordan didn't sign off on this footage being used for a documentary until 2016. Right? Like, he had so much control over this footage that they kind of had to make it. And, like, his production company had rights to it, right? So his production company had final say about what was said. That's why it was so Jordan-centric. That's why his father, like, again, it's supposed to be the Bulls' last dance, but they focus on his father, whereas Steve Kerr had a tragic thing too with his father.
So did Scottie Pippen. People don't know about this.
They didn't even mention Scottie Pippen's parents in that.
Dudes, apparently, Pippen's father passed away a week or two before his migraine game.
Yeah, and...
So, you know, where's that mention? It's like, oh, it's a migraine game. Oh, yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm like, motherfucker, give some context. Like, you know, that's extra 20 seconds you could have fucking put in. I'm pretty sure when in the interview he mentioned his dad.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him to not to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
There's that. There's the fact that, like, Rodman, yeah, they did an episode of Rodman, but Rodman had so much history going on. They could have talked about all this stuff. Like,
everything. His attempted suicide, they glanced over that.
Him going and wrestling with Hulk Hogan during the finals. Like,
well, they did.
But again, it was a glance. It wasn't like a deep dive, like asking him about that.
Yeah.
Him showing up to practices in like pajamas, like not giving a shit.
Yeah.
They could have done, like, they obviously did talk to Phil Jackson a lot, but they could have done a lot more about Phil Jackson, his family life, and his rise.
I'm glad didn't go there.
Why?
I couldn't give a fuck about Phil
Jackson. You don't care about coaches?
No, like, honestly, Phil Jackson, to me, I understand his greatness and everything, but for me, it sounds like he's a little bit overrated as a coach.
Triangle offense. Yeah, he also did have, like, some of the greatest players of all time.
Literally top 5 arguable greatest players.
Like, literally out of the top 10, he had 4 of them.
Yeah. So it's like, what do you expect the
Yeah.
result to be?
Yeah, true.
I get it. There was story that's blah blah, whatever.
But you get what I mean, right? Like, I think
Yeah.
you said it too. Like, you'd rather see more of a bull-centric.
Yeah, you're telling me you couldn't put out a funny moment between all of these guys in the locker room more than once, twice? How about some conversation after a certain loss? Like, I wanted to see those kind of things.
How about a conversation that wasn't Jordan? How about a conversation between Horace Grant and someone,
Right,
or
like
Reggie Armstrong and someone, and like
something to describe the experience of that
the
final
other
season.
players? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
I understand you can still make it 65% about Jordan, but don't
Yeah.
make it 92% about Jordan.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's another thing. Another thing is, like, it was cool, but also got kind of annoying, where the fact that they kept jumping the timeline.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like, no, it was a really good watch.
I liked it when it went over the things like, you know, the Republican, whatever,
Mhm.
those kind of stuff. But when it went on to like, oh, Michael Jordan got drafted 84, hit this
No.
college shot, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so no, I do. So my thing is, I give a fuck about that stuff,
Oh,
but I hate the fact that I kept jumping back. Like, I'd rather
Oh,
watch
like
an
every
episode, just like go about this entire season.
Yeah, that's
Right, instead of like
that's fair.
Like, we find out about Pippen not wanting to play in the first or two episodes. Then I would rather know that going into that full episode, not having to reflect again, be like, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, no, don't get me wrong. Like, it was an enjoyable watch.
It's
Like,
9 out of 10.
dude, I'm gonna watch it again.
9.5
This
out of 10,
this
yeah.
like, I'm not a big I've never watched too many documentaries, but I'm gonna watch this documentary again.
Yeah, probably.
But like, I feel like if I watch the documentary, I gotta have a notepad and a pen in my hand.
Yeah.
Especially because it was released week by week. Because like, I have to reflect on what happened last week.
Yeah.
Rather than if I watched like a chronological order, it
Yeah.
would have been something.
Yeah. But they could have given us a bit more stories about the season and the players. For sure, the other players. Like, I get it. But here's the thing, man. Like, for me, Michael Jordan, the impression I got from him is
Mhm.
this dude is not happy. I don't know. Something's up with this guy. Did you not get that impression?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you not fucking reflect with a smile? Like, Magic Johnson does it all the time.
Yeah.
Larry Bird has zero problem giving credit to people that deserves credit. He was probably the cockiest guy ever. And the fact that he was white makes it 10 times more cocky. Right?
Mhm.
Like, he has zero problem giving credit to players. But Jordan, on the other hand, is like...
Jordan couldn't do it. And that's one of the reasons why, like, say, Karl Malone decided not to... Like, he straight up did not come into the doc. And I was actually surprised that Isaiah Thomas was in the documentary as much as he was.
Yeah.
For someone to have got shunned out by Jordan, even Isaiah Thomas and Magic Jordan made up. You know this, right?
Yeah.
After a couple of years, they made up. But like, him and Jordan just had this like complete aggression, and I'm
pretty sure Isaiah Thomas let it go a long time ago.
But Jordan, do you think Jordan did?
No,
he did not.
Not Jordan. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why would Isaiah Thomas be like, okay, fine, let me be part of this like glorious like 32. I don't know, man.
Whatever. I think it was. I'm pretty sure he is an analyst of the ESPN. I'm pretty sure he's employed.
Okay.
Yeah, by ESPN. So
Oh.
there's that too, right? But like, you know, Isaiah Thomas, the whole handshake thing is like, really, dude, it's 20 years after that happened.
You're gonna hold
that grudge.
And even Isaiah Thomas regrets it, like being like
30 years. Sorry, 30 years.
20. Oh yeah, 30 years now.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a fuck? Even Isaiah, like, he gave the explanation, and you can tell Bill Laimbeer does not give a flying fuck. He was like, I made that decision. I don't regret it one bit.
Mm-hmm.
Laimbeer, by the way, like, I saw him on ESPN First Take with Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a stand-up guy. Like, he just straight up answers, no bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cut from that type of,
Cloth.
You know, the guy says that, he stands by it. Isaiah Thomas, he gave his honest opinion. Like, he wasn't on some macho shit. He was like, I still stand by it. No, he was like, you know what, man? I actually regret it. Like, I felt like a poor sportsman at that time. Going back.
Dude, a lot of people do, man. Like, I play soccer all the time. I played in multiple tournaments. I know some of my guys, who won't shake people's hands after he loses because he's like, yo, fuck sportsmanship.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you. Either you stand by that all the way,
Mhm.
or you give an honest take on it.
Yeah, and
that's what it is. But it's like 30 years later. Like, come on, 30 fucking years later,
dude,
you still
Jordan
hold on
still
to that?
Jordan, and that's like even my boy like. He'll afterwards. He's like he never holds any grudges. Like we don't hold any grudges. When
That's
we play,
the
right?
thing.
Like,
He also never holds a grudge.
cool.
So,
Oh yeah, no, I'm not
That's
saying
the
that,
thing.
but I'm saying like.
but Jordan, not
Jordan-
only are you like so fucking petty enough to hold that grudge,
Mhm.
like it seems like this guy remembers all the wrong things about everybody. That like he was saying that Clyde Drexler thought he was good, so he made my list. Like, guy.
Guys, stop being so.
But like probably part of the reason why he was so good, like he has that sociopathic side to him.
Well, that's the thing, right? Did you hear that? Like when B.J. Armstrong went off on him when he was on Hornets, Jordan took that personally and then like decided to wipe the floor with them.
Yeah.
Or like I forget, like watching.
Yeah, he thought one of the defenders said good luck or something, and it didn't even happen, and he just pretended like it
he
happened.
made that up and released that rumor.
Right.
He made that up and released that rumor just to kind of psych himself up. Like, I get it, yeah, anything to psych yourself up because at the end of the day, the game comes first, winning comes first.
Yeah.
But dude, you a psychopath, like.
That's who he is. That's who he was. He was a psychopath. But I feel like, when you're at this stage of your life, you gotta reflect back and like have some sort of, self-reflection and think, you know what, man, I don't really give a fuck anymore.
This was legit a 10-hour homage to Michael Jordan, and that's it.
Yeah, more or less.
This like Last Dance putting the Bulls logo, it should just be. I mean, I guess
It
the
was
picture,
Jordan smoking a cigar.
Yeah, I guess.
By the way, that guy made smoking a cigar look cool. He's the only dude that I think.
Why, you thinking about smoking a cigar now?
No. He definitely makes it look good.
Yeah. No, he definitely does. Dude, okay, what else? Like, I don't know, man. I want to see more. I want to see more Bulls. I want to see more Bulls.
That was my final take on it. I feel I'm a big fan of Scottie Pippen. Like, no Scottie. Big fan of Rodman. I wish there was more Rodman.
I'd actually be down to watch like a 2-hour special just on Rodman in his life.
Yeah.
And his crazy shenanigans, like him,
Dude, there was a guy who hung around with Rodman, a famous singer, and he had all these crazy stories. There's an episode on Joe Rogan podcast about this guy. I forget his name. I think it's Jimmy Corgan or some shit.
Yeah.
Something Corgan, I think. Right? Interesting stories.
Yeah.
Biggest stories, this, that.
Yeah, 100% be down to watch that crap.
Yeah.
It was so good, but I guess they just couldn't do it.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
But, so it was that. There was the fact that they literally, they glorified Jordan to the extreme.
Yeah, listen, man.
And Jordan's
You're already the GOAT. Like, what more do you want? I get it. Like what more?
So it's what I was saying earlier, right? Like, the fact is, he signed the paper in 2016. What else happened? What else happened in 2016, Saad? Tell me.
3-1?
3-1.
Yeah, but honestly, man, listen. I just feel like there was probably something else. I don't think it's just LeBron and Jordan oh fuck, let me just pick the phone up. No way.
You think there was no? I mean, I guess there's.
And to Jordan's credit, by the way, I feel like this reporter Michael Wilbarn, he's like a bald guy.
Mm-hmm.
He came up and said he hates when people say that he hates on LeBron. In fact, that's apparently not the case. Michael Jordan has, in private conversations, defended LeBron. Defended guys obviously Kobe, but definitely defended LeBron.
Yeah.
In private conversations. He's actually said that, why are you hard on this kid, to some reporters.
Mm-hmm.
Even to Michael Wilburn, to his face. He's like, bro, your take is fucking stupid. Shut up. Right?
Mm-hmm. So
I don't think it's just against LeBron. There's no way, man. I don't think that's the case.
No.
It's probably a financial thing.
You really think so?
No, it's not a money thing. It was a power move.
100% that was a problem. I know he loves LeBron. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's also his competitive nature being you know what, LeBron is good, but I still gotta remind people why I'm the greatest.
I don't know, man. Because in one of the interviews for NBA 2K, he legit said, I think Kobe can probably beat me.
Yeah, I never seen this interview.
Yeah, there's a. Yeah, it was for 2K11, I think, or 2K12.
Yeah, when Kobe was on the cover.
Yeah. No. Jordan was on the cover.
Okay, I thought Jordan was on the cover in 2K. No, wait.
For 2 years, I think.
All right, anyways, regardless, yeah.
He was like, who would you go against 101? He list. I would love to go against Jerry West in his prime. LeBron, whatever. Jordan, Kevin Durant. I don't think I'd lose to anyone, but I think it's just Kobe Bryant because he steal all my moves.
I remember that, yeah.
Backhanded compliment, but like he admitted that. I don't think he's scared to admit that either. But I just feel like this, it's a nice storyline, right?
Mm-hmm.
It adds to the story of LeBron, Mike. I guess the overall now is the final question, right? What does it do anything to LeBron's legacy? Does this docuseries even matter?
Well, it does in a certain point because I
feel like LeBron cemented himself already.
Okay, so this is a
LeBron can only add to his legacy.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, LeBron definitely, and LeBron still has time to add to his legacy, man. It's a lockup.
I think he's got 2 years to add. That's it. This year and one more season.
Dude, so I was listening. So one of our listeners actually sent me a stat earlier today. If LeBron averages 25 points a game over the next 2 seasons, he breaks Kareem's point record. If he scores 17 points a game over 3 seasons, he breaks Kareem's record too.
Probably, yeah.
I think 17 points a game in 3 seasons for LeBron is still attainable.
If he wins one more ring, he should retire immediately.
I don't think he would. I think he'd keep playing.
I think he wants to play with Bronny.
He wants to play with this Bronny. He wants to play with Bronny.
I think that. But by the way, if he does that, that's probably going to be the greatest moment in sports.
That's a huge storyline. Yeah.
Probably the best storyline in sports.
Especially, I don't know if you've been reading all the news and stuff. Apparently, like, his son is, like, I haven't seen him play, but apparently his son's really good for, like, a 10th grader.
I feel like, I don't know how big he's going to be, but whatever. Let's hope he's, like, a 6'7" type of dude.
Yeah, he's still pretty big. And
no, listen, like, if you stop at 6'3", here's the thing about 6'3". You can say whatever the fuck you want about Steph Curry's, Kyrie's, Derrick Rose's, but I feel like there is that limit. Mm-hmm. They just can't do what a 6'6" guy, 6'7" guy does.
I agree.
Like, this, Steph Curry got fucking chopped up by media for not being able to close the games against the Raptors series.
Mm-hmm.
Guy, you're not, like, he can do everything, but he's just not that good. Like, there's a limit to what a 6'3" can do at the end of the day.
No, I agree.
That's what it is.
No,
he can't take over the game like a LeBron or Mike or Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You just can't do it.
You just can't be that physical, imposing, like...
Yeah, you can't swing the momentum like that. Like, it's tough.
No.
So, yeah, like, LeBron, in my opinion, this year, it's weird, man. I love Kawhi. I love Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see LeBron do it for Kobe.
Yeah.
So there's so much things going on, but I don't even know who the fuck to support. I know it's going to be Toronto because on the east side, on the west, I don't know.
I honestly think it... You know what I think,
Here's the thing, though. Kawhi had a closer relationship with Kobe than LeBron did. Kawhi was... So? Dude, they were training together.
Yeah, they were training together, but I think LeBron and Kobe also had like a real good relationship too.
But Kawhi and Kobe, they shared the same pilot. They shared like...
Well, the pilot thing happened after Kawhi moved to, like, when he fully moved to LA.
Yeah, it was... And he
Even though Kawhi would spend his summers in LA because that's where he's from.
And then he went to Kobe's Mamba Academy.
Ah.
Right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And Kawhi was texting Kobe during the finals as he was playing. Like, back and forth, right?
Okay, yo, stop talking about Kobe, man. I'm getting emotional. I hate that guy, but I love him too.
Yeah. But, like, that's the thing. I don't know who to cheer for, but probably going to be Kawhi.
I'm going to go with my guy. Like, even though, like, I want Raptors, obviously, to win. But I think from, like, a logical standpoint, I think it's going to be LeBron.
Yeah. Maybe.
LeBron's got to win.
I don't know. I don't like how the Lakers look right now, but...
I don't know, man. LeBron was on. I keep saying ever since Kobe passed away, LeBron had an
but here's the thing: everybody's momentum got stopped, so it's a complete reset.
Yeah, it is a complete reset.
Now is who the fuck is coming with big guns now?
That's the thing. That's why I think that it's a good thing for LeBron because
also Kawhi,
he got the rest.
Now Motherfucker's been load manager for the past 3 months.
It'll kill me.
You don't think COVID-19 was some shit Kawhi planned?
Fuck, man. Yeah. No, it's a thing. No, let's go back to...
Yeah, we got the GOAT discussion. Let's hover over that for a second. Because I want to hear, like, your top 5. I'll give you my top 5.
I don't want to talk about my top 5 today. I think we should pause it, because talking about our top 5, there's a lot to talk about there.
Okay, can we talk at least top 3?
I don't want to talk about top anything right now.
So not even MJ versus
not today.
LeBron?
That discussion's going to come, but not today.
Okay.
I don't think that we should talk about that today.
Okay.
But I do want to, like, go back to the documentary. They had beautiful music.
Oh, yeah.
Documentary actually had some really, really good music.
I think these are all ESPN soundtracks. Great shit.
Oh, yeah. The documentary was just, like, something phenomenal, man.
Especially the soundtrack at the end of episode 7 when Jordan was talking about winning.
Episode 7 really got to you, eh?
That was the greatest soundbite ever, I think. If there was ever a quote, that was the greatest one, man, for me.
Episode 7?
Yeah, it was just straight from the heart. It was like, if you don't want to play that way, don't play that way. And he was like, Michael Jordan never asked anybody to do anything that he wouldn't fucking do.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was
true.
right there.
That's true.
He's not asking, lay down on the line so I can step over your head. No. Fight next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's all he asked for.
Mm-hmm.
That's the right thing. Like, that's the right mentality. And by the way, this is not some mentality you can have in the corporate world. Like, a lot of people think that, but this is just sports, basketball, that type of shit. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like, your manager can't be like, fuck, do this. Like, I'll hit you with the fucking chair. But, like, sports, when you're doing that's
you can yell out. Hey, man, in corporate world too, people yell all the time.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Don't come up with that attitude and be thinking like you got a killer mentality. Like,
I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I know it was tough, man. Like, when I used to work for like my telecommunications company, I was strictly sales at one point. I had to, like, sell to every person. I had to be a shark one out. When people yelled at me, when my managers would yell at me, I'd be like, yo, dude, shut the fuck up. Because, like, if you yell at me one more time, I'm going to throw a brick at you.
Yeah.
Which pretty much almost happened when I walked out of that store the last day.
Hell yeah.
I literally just, like, I lost my shit a couple of times, but, I lost my shit at the last day. I just never went back.
Basically. Yeah, like, well, I mean, I'm lucky enough, like, I don't get that horse shit.
Yeah. In
my line of work, but I can imagine, like, if somebody says you gotta be a shark and kill, I would,
But like, yo, motherfucker, I'm killing you.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, all in all, probably the best thing that came out in the last couple months.
Quarantine. Rating out of 10? You said...
I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
You know what? I give it a 9 too.
Yeah.
Like, I give it a 9.
I understand what it could have been, but for what it was still fucking fantastic.
Would you watch it again or no?
I would. Some episodes I would.
Some episodes, okay.
Yeah. Especially episode 7.
Yeah.
That was my shit.
I'd definitely want to watch that. Every scene with Rodman in it, I'm going to watch it.
Rodman was probably a better athlete than even Jordan in some aspects. More energy, just probably stronger, for sure stronger.
Mm-hmm.
He had that energy and, like, endless cardio.
Yeah, man. That guy was, like... I still remember that one episode where they talked about him going off on that little, like, 4-day vacation, which ended up turning into a week or whatnot.
Yeah.
Comes back and, like, Jordan, like, that's the one few times I seen Jordan show some sort of compassion, told the rest of the team, be like, yo, guys, run slow so that Rodman can keep up with us. And then for whatever reason, psychopath Rodman just started sprinting.
Yeah.
And then they had to keep up with them and they were struggling.
Yeah.
And that also reminds me of another story that Kevin Garnett said to Bill. Like, Kevin Garnett said this on Bill Simmons' podcast.
Yeah.
Where he was just like after a game, Rodman, like, he went into the gym because, like, yo, he was a young buck then. He was like, he needs to get some work in. And he sees Rodman in the weight room, just, like, on this, like, crazy incline, just going as fast as he can on the treadmill.
Right.
Just sprinting.
Yeah. Those, it's like, I forget what you call it. There was a name to it. Basically, it's like you're making the machine run. It's like you're not running
Yeah,
on the treadmill. You're like
you're forcing the treadmill.
you're forcing it.
And what surprised Kevin Garnett that day was that was a night of a back-to-back. So they played. I think Rodman played against Garnett that day. I believe, yeah, Rodman played against Garnett, and then the very next day had a game. So Garnett thought he was being smart, going to the weight room, like doing this, and then he sees Rodman doing what Rodman's doing, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He's like, "Nah, this is how I feel." He's like, "I feel better if I do this. If I work myself out to like where I'm on the point of like struggling, the next day I feel great." And I'm like, "Okay, you know what? You wanna?"
Yeah, the guys. And that's the thing, man. Like these guys are so athletic that you'll never understand.
And I wish they showed that in this documentary, man.
Yeah.
Like as much as we say it, I do want to go through. Like a lot of people actually gave us some advice about this episode.
Yeah. Please, let's give them a shout out and go through.
I kind of want to like address everything everyone was saying. Do you want to read them or should I?
Go ahead.
Okay. So the first person that reached out to us was Musa, and shout out to Musa. So basically, he kind of started like his thing was like he really enjoyed the documentary, and then his thing was like they originally saved the documentary as The Last Dance, and The Last Dance was going to be the 97-98 season, which even in the thing, even during their championship parade, all the players.
This is the last dance.
This is the last dance, right? And so he was like, even though the documentary said it was the last dance about the 97-98 Bulls, they made it Jordan centered. And Musa didn't have a big problem with this, but he was like, instead of calling it the last dance, then they should just call it the Michael Jordan.
That's
exactly what you said earlier,
Michael
right?
Jordan, the last dance.
They should have said that.
Yeah, 100% agreed, man. There's no better way to put it.
Okay, let's see who else. So next, Salman. Salman Jahangir was like, LeBron is the greatest to ever play the game. I agree.
Sure.
You don't, but
we'll talk about that later.
Talk about that. His opinion. Sarah decided to say, well, actually agree with me on this. Was like there should be a doc on Dennis Rodman.
100%.
Because Dennis Rodman being a psychopath.
Probably the most interesting guy.
So your boy actually responded to, I guess, Salman, saying that LeBron ain't got jack on MJ.
I'm in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the middle. It's like you can't deny LeBron's greatness, but you can't deny on the one guy that globalized the sport. Like you're talking about peak performance in his profession and perfect performance in his profession. He was it.
Yeah. So
that's my thing. He came first. He did it. And he revolutionized the game, globalized basketball. Not only that, became the greatest winner of all time, back-to-back three-peats. He has everything in his resume.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at LeBron's competition, Kobe's competition, I don't know how the fuck Kobe gets lost in the process, but all these guys, who they had to face, whatever, it's a completely different story.
Mm-hmm.
But greatness, unfortunately, somebody that comes before you takes that spot, and it's hard to replace it. I think the only way a modern era guy can replace Jordan as being great is if he wins 7, and you're one of the reasons you win 7.
Another thing is, like, people fail to forget, Jordan won 6 championships in 8 years. Yeah, it was like his peak. So this is an analogy I was.
His fucking peak is not in the graph. Like it's beyond it. You can't.
Even though LeBron has a high peak, LeBron was plateau. Like it has a high plateau. And his career is longer, and there's more in it.
Yeah.
But Jordan had like a higher peak. I wish I could like draw this on a graph. Yeah. Maybe we'll draw it and put it up on the Instagram page.
Yeah, we will.
Kind of like a thing. So there was that. So that was
and like stats, like stop the stats, man. It's like LeBron plays the game like a point guard. Jordan does not play the game like a point guard. Like point guard right now, guys who are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" are dropping 25, 30 points per game. Like you don't expect a guy 270, 6'8" to drop 30 easily. What do you expect? Like, the game is different. The numbers are extremely different now. It does not matter.
So that was that was M Singh who said LeBron didn't.
Yeah, Mahadeep, shout out.
Mahadeep. So to which someone responded, LeBron James bigger, faster, stronger, smarter than MJ. No. That's a fact.
No,
we can debate that.
Not IQ. First off, being able to throw a pass does not make you smarter. Like, it doesn't. Right, I don't know where you would definitively say LeBron's smarter than MJ.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you say that? You don't think they have the same knowledge in basketball? Like, it's very tough for me to sit there and be like, you know what? LeBron's definitely smarter than MJ in basketball. You know what? Maybe I know he gets a lot of shit for being the GM of Charlotte, but let's be real now. Who the fuck wants to play in Charlotte? You don't think if MJ was the GM for the Clippers, he could have gathered up talent?
Yo, listen, Jerry West created that Clippers dynasty now.
I know, but you don't think MJ could have done that? That's the thing. It's the location plays a big part. Nobody wants to play for teams like Minnesota, fucking.
That's true, and that's the reason why we have Toronto has such a hard time gathering talent too.
The fuck?
Okay.
That's my response. Like, I get that's his hometown, whatever. He wants to run that team, but think about location. Would you want to wear that fucking ugly ass jersey?
Yo, Charlotte's a nice place though.
What the fuck is in Charlotte?
I don't know, but it's south. That's better weather than Toronto.
Okay.
I mean, I would never live there, but
there you go.
Okay. So the next person.
Also, to the bigger, faster, stronger. I don't think that matters. Right.
Okay.
One has a better jump shot, better free throw shooter, better probably 3-point shooter if the game was different. But right, these are.
Okay, so another person says, good documentary, but I wanted more Bulls and less about just Jordan. We've discussed this and our opinions on this.
Yeah.
Someone else says, Jordan calls Horace a snitch, but snitches on his own team for cocaine.
He did snitch. That's a snitch move. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
What? Horace Grant?
No, Jordan. If you say everybody but me, what's on the team?
And so another guy called.
They'll see right after they post up the picture of the whole team.
Yo, so one of my cousins actually called me earlier today, like on my drive home, and we were just like shooting the shit, and he was just like, "Yo, think about all these people's families now." They're talking. Jordan's going off about how like they all had like strippers and hookers. Think about the guys that were married.
Yeah,
they all just got. He's like, yo, they pulled a D'Angelo Russell.
He's 100% like a snitch, but in like a less snitchy way. Like, he has the corporate snitch attitude, right? You don't know he's snitching, but he's definitely snitching because he knows how to phrase it properly, right?
Yeah.
The same thing. You know that phone call about Isaiah being left off the dream team?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, who you think is gonna get left off is gonna get left off. Okay, you don't think they made that move so you could fucking not play with that kid? Like, are you kidding me?
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like, obviously, if this was presented to court and you read all the fucking correspondences, it'll come up as if Jordan had nothing to do with it. But obviously, there's context, and he definitely had something to do with it.
And this is another point where they gloss over in the documentary. If it was really a Bulls documentary, they would have probably deep dived into Jordan being a snitch too, but nope.
Well, you don't want to
tarnish his name. Okay, I get it. Okay, and then someone else, I'm too skinny for you.
Oh no.
He responded with LeBron is the GOAT.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, sorry.
But here's the thing though, like, I don't actually care. Like, you know, if LeBron is your GOAT, then that's fine. Like, I just disagree with it.
Okay. And so I responded to, I guess that was Sarah's thing where she said there needs to be a doc about Dennis Rodman. On our Instagram story, I agreed, being like, dude was 100% a psychopath and his story needs to be told. To which Udoy responded, Dennis Goatman was a legend. Yeah, Dennis was the GOAT of like defensive plays and rebounds. Like, they don't win those 3 championships if it wasn't for him. They lost Horace Grant. They lost a rebounder, which actually like
impacted the season after Jordan. Like, you know, the 94 season
and the 95 season.
The 94 season they had Horace Grant. They played well, and then 95 he left, and they suffered.
No, see, 93, 94 they had him. 94, 95 he left.
Okay, first season with Pippen as the leader, they had him.
Yeah,
second season,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the 94, 95 season where Jordan made the comeback, and they suffered in the playoffs because they had no rebounder.
No, regular season, like everything they suffered big time. So Horace Grant played a pivotal part.
But Dennis Rodman, Goldman.
Yeah, and you knew he was tough. Like, come on.
Yeah, man. Anything else you want to plug?
Nah, dude. I think next episode, I don't know. Next episode we'll come up with something.
We'll come up with something all the time.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is. If you guys want to come on the pod, please reach out to one of us. Please email us. Please send a message on Instagram. Say something on YouTube.
Yeah.
It can't just be us two, man. People want to hear other voices.
Yeah, I know. If you got something interesting to tell, if you want to fucking argue with us about who's the best, no problem. Come through.
Yeah, man. This was our longest episode to date.
Yeah, but it's worth it, man. Basketball deserves a 2-hour combo for sure.
Yo, whoever's like listened up to this far, you guys are real MVPs.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, no, I enjoyed talking. I enjoyed this pod. I enjoyed watching the documentary.
It's gonna win like Emmys, whatever the fuck.
Jordan, I respect you.
He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. He knows he's the GOAT.
Oh man, thank you for listening to us, guys.